William Hutchison, living in paradise, Armenia, Colombia Realty for Expats. I want to bring you up to date today on some changes we've made in our operating procedure. They're not anything that is mind-boggling, but I want to make you aware of them because things here, as I've said in some other videos, are not what we or you would expect. You're used to an organized structure in real estate, and it just doesn't exist here. And even if there was an MLS system, I doubt that it would make a lot of difference. So the video is only going to appeal to those of you that are looking at either coming here permanently or coming for a look for an extended period of time, okay? The one thing that we've changed on the sales side is we're not agents anymore. We've become consultants, and that follows in some ways the new structure in the United States where each side pays their agent separately. What we've done is move to being consultants. That means that our clients pay us direct. The way it doesn't cost the client money is we make sure that there's a clause in the offer. We use Maria to draw all of our documentation, and I'll come to that in a few minutes. We put a clause in the offer that says that, and then the seller is put on notice that he's not paying the full 3% commission, he's only paying the 1.5%. That would mean that the price becomes a little less. For example, if we determine a place is worth $100,000 and you pay us 1.5%, which is $1,500, the maximum value for you is $98,500. If you paid the $100,000 plus us, you'd be overpaying a little bit, 1.5%. Here, who's to say it's worth 100 or 101.5 or 95? You pretty much have to run with my advice on what the place is worth and your feel for the market after we look at enough property to give you a feel for the market. Okay, so pay direct. We're not going to be fighting anymore for commissions. The people here, the agents, they don't realize that 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. And I'll get into an incident here now on the rental side that we came up against in the last couple of days. We had an American here. He sent me about a dozen listings. Some were furnished, others unfurnished. Hasn't decided. He's decided on Armenia permanently, but hasn't decided if he's going to rent furnished or unfurnished. So he sent me about a dozen. We called on them, and we were told that 9 were no longer available. Now, that's an administration issue, or it can be a couple of other things as well. The other 3, we left 4 messages for one over 2 days. They never responded. The other one could not contact the owner to get the keys. Here in Colombia, the agents often don't have the keys. It's just the way things are. And the last one told Alba that he would pay a finder's fee of 7% of what we would normally earn on a rental. 7%, and they're going to keep 93%. And that's not going to work. So what we've decided to do is we aren't going to get into rentals anymore unless they're ours. You can get a hold of me. We're looking for more rentals right now. You can call me or send me a message. I'll tell you if we have anything, but for any other agents, we're not going to get involved. If you want us involved, then there's going to be a fee for it because we spend a lot of time for very little money, and in some cases don't get paid at all. Our time is better spent on the sales side. So we'll send you the sites. You browse them yourself, the most economical way. You browse them yourself and then send us the links. I'll look at the links for you and tell us yes or no. I just won't spend all the time looking. It just isn't worthwhile. The fee won't be a lot. I haven't decided yet, but maybe $250 to spend the time. It might mean a site visit. It will depend on what we determine. There's buildings here in the better barrios. I mentioned it in other videos that the barrio's good, but the building isn't. For example, Castellana borders on the main street. And if you're in an apartment right on the main street, there's a lot of traffic noise. Maybe you can put up with that. I can't. So that's what we will do on the rentals. Get a hold of me. I'll tell you if we have anything. I only have 3 right now. 2 are rented long-term. 1 is hopefully available soon. There was issues with the shower, and I've asked them to correct it about a month ago. I haven't talked to them since, but hopefully they have. The last thing that I want to, before I leave, I think of the 9 that we were told were not available is the agent, because it happens on the sales side, the agent saying it's not available because they want a client to call, and that way they'll get all of the commission. My issue with that is they aren't working for their client, they're working for themselves. And I know it happens on the sales side. I've seen it where they say it's not available, and maybe they'll wait a year to get a cold call about the property. Maybe the people will go look at it and buy it, maybe they won't. So they aren't working for the seller, and the sellers don't know that this is going on. No one's going to tell them. So it's like the Wild West here. The last point I want to make is, if you have a Spanish speaker, male or female, that has legal experience, work history maybe, then you can probably handle your own documentation. What I recommend is that you use Maria, bilingual. The documents are going to be drawn in Spanish. We have a translator, or she does, that can translate them to English. So if you want that service, then you pay for it and it can be done. But I would suggest that on anything here, because there's a lot of dishonesty, it's not transparent, the people are not professional. They can go on Facebook and in 5 minutes, by saying they are a real estate agent, they are. No education, no registration, but above all, no discipline. Then you need to use somebody that offers you protection personally. That's not working for the other side and will draw documents for the other side. It's very, very important. Now, in closing, you can do it on your own. And my only message to you, 2 words: good luck. I know people have done it here. They've gotten through it. They've got it done. I would bet a coffee and a buñuelo that there's more than a few that have gotten the short end of the stick and don't know it yet, especially when it comes time to sell. They aren't familiar. If you come here and you're arrogant and you think that you know what you're doing, good luck, because you'll be shocked. It's absolutely crazy, and there's no program, there's no method to follow. People just do what they want. So anyway, have a great day. William Hutchison, Armenia, Colombia Realty for Expats. Aside from real estate, I live in paradise, and you can too.